Sounds of Christina Eddie. They're in the right place. Where inspiration meets real conversation.
Lounging with Christina and Eddie. Love, laughter, keep it steady. 25 years still vibing strong. Feeling like you finally belong. From relationship gems to real life wins that bring a soul and spirit with every spin. Award-winning voices, storytellers at heart. With Sledge House Media making magic as an art. So unwind up, live, set your week off right. Lit one ghost and shine that light. Lit one ghost and shine that light. With your favorite couple.
Welcome back to Lounging with Christina Eddie. I am Eddie.
And I'm Christina. This podcast is all about relationship topics and advice, and it's an offshoot of our weekly radio show on WLIT 106 on Sundays from 3 to 7 p.m., broadcasting worldwide, Odyssey, Autolist, Apple Music, and Amazon Alexa. So we always talk about a topic of the week, and this one is called Marriage on the Menu.
Yes, it's a two-part. It's two parts to this marriage on the menu.
Yes, it's two parts. First part is about proposals and what happens if the person you're with doesn't propose when you are expecting them to. Like you've been waiting years
Sounds like trouble.
and they haven't proposed yet. What do you do? What do you do? So that's the first part. Then the second part is going to be about wedding planning red flags. And we'll get into that. But we're going to start with what if your significant other has not proposed to you yet?
Okay.
So let me tell you what happened. I was somewhere and this young lady, she knew that I had a radio show about relationships and we were married for 25 years. And in case you're joining us for the first time, this is about us. We're a couple. We've been married for 25 years. We're high school sweethearts. We've known each other for 33 years. So we can drop a little relationship gems on you. And so this young lady knew about the show and she said, "Hey, in this relationship, I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years and he still hasn't proposed. And I told him that by the third year, our 3rd-year anniversary, which is coming up in November, he hasn't proposed yet. And I told him by then, I want to be engaged because that means we're moving to the next level for marriage. And if I'm not there with you at that time, then we can't be together." And he hasn't proposed yet. So
Well, it's not
what do you
November
do?
yet.
What do you? That's true.
It's not November.
It's not
All right.
November.
So with me and you, I had no problem with this, right? I mean, not saying that people have problems with it, but I knew you was my girl. You knew I was your guy. I just had to ask you, and I was dying to ask you. I mean, I would have married you in high school if I could have. So
Yep.
there wasn't any. I guess you never had to go through
Hesitation.
this.
There was no hesitation.
He's gonna ask me. Matter of fact, I asked it too quick. We got back
You-
together, and I asked it
within 3 days.
within 3 days. We got married less than 2 months.
Yeah.
So there was
You
no.
were certain.
I was certain. It
You
was.
were certain.
It was no ifs, ands, buts about it. But after talking to some other guys at a party, I understand that everyone's built different.
Yes.
You know, I got guys that feel like she may say no to me
Yeah.
because I waited too long. You know,
Yes.
prolonging it. You know how someone prolong a breakup?
Uh-huh.
It's like you should have broke up like 2 years ago, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So maybe they feel like if I pop the question, that's going to be like, oh, I'm not ready for it because I waited too long. Or you have the guys that 1 or 2 guys that said to us that financially they want to be able to take care of you. But unless you're a multi-millionaire or larger than that, you know, what is the number figure that makes you go, oh, I have it now where it holds you that? Because we got married, I was in the Army.
Yeah, I was
making little pennies as a pirate.
I was a student, yeah.
So, but that, you know, financially, I knew we was gonna grow together. So, you know, that's a question for a guy to answer. Be like, hey, you know, what is the number to be like? Okay, I got you financially. I'm ready to pop this question.
What's the magic number?
And what's your date?
Right.
do you have a date to be like, okay, by 2028, I could pop the question because then I'm gonna be so much financially stable that you can't say no. But by that time, she probably like, hey,
It's too late.
it's too late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think, you know what I think it is? I think, and you and I know this because we got married with 50 cents, $99.50. It's not even 100. It was
$100, yeah.
$99.50. And so we know that money doesn't define your marriage. And I think that's where people have a misconception, especially if they're young and they never been married, or not even if they're young, but they just never been married. Sometimes people just feel like, oh, well, I have to have this amount of money and I have to do this and I have to have that. And we have to have all this and all these things and like our ducks in a row. And that's nice. I mean, ideally, it'll be great if that's ideally the case, but you could be waiting forever for
we wait
that,
forever.
for all of those things.
We had people ask to tell us,
line
hey,
up.
you're not financially when we got engaged. It
Yeah.
was like, well, we want to get married. It was like, well, y'all don't have money like that yet, and we knew that.
Yeah.
But if we let that hinder us, we would have got married for years.
Yeah, you
And
would.
we could have broke up or whatever case may be. Never know. But our time was that time.
Yeah, if you listen to the naysayers, then
The ones that's
you'll
not chipping in for your wedding
right. They're not
or
gonna.
helping you pay for the ring.
They're gonna pay for the wedding.
They're not gonna pay for the wedding. They ain't gonna pay for anything. They ain't gonna pay for parking.
You're actually paying for them to come to the wedding.
They're not even gonna give you money to
You're paying for
have an
them.
open bar.
Right.
Oh, I
Right.
got you for the open bar. They're not
Right.
even gonna do that.
No.
So it's like I'm waiting for you to give me answers and money, but you ain't making it.
See, a lot of people, I think they focus on the wedding and the engagement, the proposal, because right now in social media, it's big to have a big, gigantic, like over the top proposal. And some guys are a little intimidated by that. And so for them, they're like, I can't do that. Like, I have to, like, there's so many, I see this all the time on Instagram. They went to Paris and they went to the Eiffel Tower and they're proposing in front of the Eiffel Tower.
When we was
and, and you have to have a videographer and you have to have a photographer, all of this stuff lined up. So
we was at a $100,000 wedding and guys there was like, oh, I don't think like while I was waiting online and some guy was like, well, I don't think I can propose to my girl now. I'm like, why not? Because she's here and she sees all this and I can't give it to her. And I told him like, yo, you just gotta go through it, man. Like love conquers all things, right?
And you can't compare.
Yeah, you can't compare, right? So love conquers all things, and you can wait to get this 100,000. You don't need to have it in your pocket now. Because once you spend 100,000 on that wedding,
yeah,
the next day you broke,
right?
Or you got it like that. But if you don't have it like that, you broke your ass out.
So one thing I haven't said about this because I was gonna wait to the next topic is I am professional event planner, right? I have a master's degree in event planning from George Washington University. So I am a professional event planner. I used to be a wedding planner. And one thing that I always used to tell brides and grooms is don't break the bank on this wedding. Honestly, what it is a ceremony. Your ceremony is like 20 minutes, typically. All right. Depending on your religion, if it's, very religious and you might have lots of different traditions involved, et cetera. So it could be longer, but typically it's about 20 minutes. And then it's a huge party. That's really all it is. It's a party, DJ, food, cake, dancing. It's a party. That's it. It's a huge party that you're paying for. And yeah, you get to wear the wedding dress and you get to do all that stuff, but it's one day.
Yeah, don't break the bank on it. Yeah,
your marriage is what's important.
Yeah,
not that one day, and that's what you and I figured out. And that was really you saying, "I just want to marry you."
Yeah, the ring I got was like $150, $150.
Yeah, I mean,
but the point was we have to be together.
But see, and we realized from the pain that we experienced when we weren't together, what was really important.
Yeah.
And what was really important was us being together. And we didn't say this on the radio show, but we should have. We had a $99 wedding and this year made 25 years. And it went viral on Black Love's Instagram because people were just like, that's what it's about. It's about love. It's not at the end of the day, they've been married for 25 years and they're still happy.
Mhm.
It's not about how much you spend on that one day.
Yeah.
Because some people are still paying for their wedding.
Now, if that
Like they took loans out
now if that
and
woman,
credit cards on it.
yeah, yep. So if that woman is
I
listening
mean,
today,
no shade to
if
people.
you got to the way you want to
Hey,
build your life. That's
no
fine.
shade. And let me just tell you guys before sorry, Eddie, to cut you off. We did have a wedding
Mm-hmm.
at a vow renewal
15
15 years
later.
later. So it's not like we didn't ever have a wedding. We did. And
then at the 20th, we had a Disney fairy tale wedding down in Florida.
And so we've been married 3 times. We've had 3 different ceremonies, 3 different weddings, 3 different types of weddings.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to celebrate. The second 2 were celebrate 15 and 20 years together. So it made more sense to spend money at that point because we're celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to say you can't celebrate for your wedding.
Yeah.
But you just started. You're just getting started.
Yeah.
We've been through this. We the OGs now.
Mm-hmm.
So we can tell you, yeah, we made it. We have a testimony.
Yeah. So that woman that asked you this question, if she's listening when she listens to this podcast, right? I would tell her if I don't know what date he was to have, November 1st or November 18th, 25th, I don't know. But if she don't feel comfortable before or at that date in November, just be like, hey, just turn to him and be like, yo, let's get married. Ask him.
Yeah, why not?
She doesn't have to fall on one knee and be like, I want to marry you.
Why not?
She could just be in the bed and just be like, hey, I want to get married to you. Let's do this. Set a date, stamp it, let's go. Because if you really want to get married and you're dying to get married and you need to get married to this person and you both feel the same way, just go to the courthouse.
Yeah, and if he really or she really...
He would feel relieved.
Yeah, if he or she...
Because he might be nervous about it.
Yeah, and that's what we found out. They were building up... A lot of these guys have to build up the confidence to just do it because there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It becomes a lot of pressure, even though they know that the person they're with is most likely going to say yes.
Most likely, that's the problem.
We hope.
That's the problem.
We hope.
That is the problem right there.
We hope.
Most likely.
And I think that's the thing, right? If it's in front of all these people.
Most likely.
Yeah, I hope.
Then you got to pray.
I don't know. I hope.
And that's the thing about it. We've been blessed. And there got to be more couples than us that ever went through this.
Yeah.
Eloped and, knew that you was that person. But if you know that person, then turn around and be like, hey, I want to get married to you.
Yeah.
And let's get married next year. Let's set a date right now. And he'll be into it. If he wasn't into it, he won't be it. But if he's into it, he's going to be like, fine, let's set a date. Let's go. But, if you wait on someone, my father used to tell me all the time, don't wait on anyone to do what you want to do. Just do it. Because if you wait on someone, then you're going to be waiting for a long time. Because man is human.
Yeah.
So this popped the question to him like, hey, I want to get married to you.
Yeah.
Let's get married next year.
And sometimes,
next month. That's it.
Sometimes the guy may be ready, but he just doesn't know how to approach it.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like going back to when you and I first got together. I was shy. I wasn't shy. I was just not sure if you liked me. So I asked a friend to ask you if you liked me because I wasn't sure because the girl you liked was not anything like me. I didn't think I was your type.
I was 14.
I didn't think I was your type. But I took the initiative to say, hey, let me find out if he likes me because I like him. And so sometimes you have to do that. And then, it worked out. So, I mean, you weren't probably thinking of me as your first choice because I wasn't, the type that I guess you were looking for at the time. I'm more of a fast girl, which I wasn't, right? So, but it turns out we were a match. And it took me just taking the initiative to say, hey, let me find out if he likes me. And I think that's okay. As women, we can get empowered to say, let's find out. Like let's ask the question then. It's okay.
If you don't ask, you're not going to get an answer.
Yeah. So, I mean, and maybe he might say, oh my gosh, I've been trying to have the ring for all these months in my pocket and I just didn't know how to ask you. And I was just nervous and, pressure was high and it was stressful. And that's what we heard from 4 guys. And they all said the same thing. They just didn't know when to ask, how to ask. They were scared to ask. And sometimes they need help. They need a little push.
You know, when I was growing up, you probably gonna do another podcast about this anyway. But when I was growing up, I grew up in an all men house.
Yeah.
And these men were straightforward. My father, my uncle, they was just straightforward. But so I always grew up with the mentality like every man out there that's outside of my house that I see, guys and teenagers or husbands and stuff like that, I always thought like the majority was that same way. Just straightforward, spit it out. This is what I want. I'm gonna ask you, let's do this together, straightforward. But
decisive.
As I got older and started, I got my master's in social science, start studying people, and you understand that even just looking at people now growing up that I grew up with, or people are human. Like they don't have men. All men don't have that go get it, straightforward, no chaser. I'm coming. I got you. This is it. Attitude. And I don't know it was right that I have it from my father. I don't know it was wrong that I have it. I mean, I'm blessed that I know I have it.
Okay.
So, but that made me realize that, every man is not that. And it put life in a different perspective. I just thought every man would just go get it and, they just took their time. But a lot of guys not like that.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We all, you tend to understand that, from environment that I came from man eat man and dog eat dog, and it is what it is, to understanding that, everyone is not built or born with that straight up, no chase, I'm coming, this is what it is.
Right.
And I respect that. Because if, couldn't walk around a ring in my pocket for 2 weeks,
right.
Sooner or later I'm going to give it to you or I'm going to take it to the pawn shop.
Right.
So I don't know.
So you just need an answer. Yeah, well, so that our advice is if you are the person waiting to get proposed to, go ahead, take the initiative, and why don't you ask? You ask, hey, I love you, I want to marry you, and see what happens. And then if they really love you, they'll say yes, and that's it. It's easy. It's done. We've solved the problem.
And they don't love you, you get an answer quickly.
Right.
Well, that's your answer right
There's
there.
your answer. But if you're the person who's waiting to make the proposal, we would suggest if you love this person, you really want to be with them, don't worry about making this grand gesture proposal for Instagram and, wherever else, TikTok, whatever. Focus on the fact that this is the person you want to marry for the rest of your life, or, this is the person you want to be with, not how can you impress other people or how you can impress your friends or whoever it is. It's more about you guys being together, and why you want to be together is what really matters. So that's our advice for that part 1 of marriage on the menu. Our second part of this marriage on the menu is 5 red flags that if you are getting married, you're planning a wedding, and these 5 things happen, run. It's bad. It's probably going to be really bad. It's probably going to end in divorce. It's probably not going to be a happy marriage. So this came up from a TikTok video. It was on the Today Show, actually. This wedding planner was on TikTok and talking about the 5 signs that a marriage may very likely end in divorce. Based on her experience planning over 100 weddings, this is what she noticed as red flags. And like I said early in this episode, I used to be a wedding planner. I can attest to a few of these items on the list and tell you, yes, these are not good things, and they will likely end in divorce for your marriage. So the first one is, if you are at a wedding and the bride and the groom decide they want to smash the cake in each other's face, that is probably not a good idea. That's a bad sign. It's supposed to be a romantic gesture. It's supposed to be you're feeding each other your first piece of cake.
I always saw it as something violent.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have to sit back and think, I'm about to smash this in her face. It may not be hard, it may not be too soft, or I'm about to smash in his face. But just thinking about the motion that you have to go do this and aim. and make sure you aim for the right part that you want to aim at, whether the whole face or, you got to do a lot of, it's a lot of thought process that go through smashing someone in their face, and it's a violent kind of act. So I think, to me,
it's terrible.
It kind of set the tone for what's coming in the marriage.
Exactly.
Like, if I can smash this in your face now, then, anything else I could, I don't know. But I know one thing, I always saw it as something violent that couples shouldn't do, even before I got married.
Yeah, especially, why would you do that on your wedding day? That's supposed to be, your wedding day is the beautiful day. And I know, everyone's different, right? Like, there's people who think it's funny. Like, I'm just going to smash on your face. It's, oh, ha, ha, it's funny. But I don't think it's funny, because the other part of this is I spent probably a lot of money on my makeup as the bride, a lot of money on my hair, on the dress, probably multiple dresses. Sometimes brides have more than one dress they're wearing at the wedding. Then the cake is expensive, hundreds of dollars. So you should not be smashing this cake. You should be enjoying it, eating it. This is your day to enjoy this cake together as a married couple. You feed each other the cake nicely. Cut the slice nicely. Feed it to each other nicely.
And I don't know anyone.
Don't smash it in your face.
I don't know anyone that I never been to a wedding, or I don't know anyone couple have done that. But that means they both planned to do this, right?
I don't know.
Like, you take it upon yourself, like, I'm gonna smash her in the face.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna smash her. You sit down and say, "This is what we're gonna do"?
I think that would make it worse. If one does it and the other one didn't know,
I think it's worse. You both agree to do it.
I think it's. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, like, hey, we're gonna do this on your wedding day. It's like, why? Just feed each other. Like, why would you smash your face? Gonna be all messed up and sticky stuff. Like, why? Like, why are you two planning to do this? Are you violent people deep down inside? Like, I don't know, but I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't. Well, that's, again, it's a red flag.
It's not like dance on the dance floor.
No, it's a red flag. So if you do it, there's a high likelihood you'll likely end a divorce. Your marriage will end a divorce, or it won't be happy, because you start, like Eddie said, you set the tone, and that's not a good one.
Yeah, some violent tone, man.
I think it's not nice, especially if, and we could be wrong. I want to hear from you. If you had a wedding, you are the bride or the groom that got married, and you smashed the cake in each other's face.
And you're still happily married.
Happily married. And I'm not talking about 3 or 4 years. I'm talking about 15 plus years.
And people,
like, you have to be married 15 plus years. Then you come, let us know. Let us know.
And people who's married like more than 10 years or that, when we talking about happily married.
Right.
It's not perfectly married. It's happily married. You know the difference between happily married and perfectly married.
Right.
There's no such thing as perfectly married that I know of. But happily married instead of just married. Anyone could be like, I'm married, and, you go on your merry way. But when you happily married, that means I'm happy. So anyone that's, if you happily married after 10 or 15 years and this happened to you, smashed each other in the face, you agreed or something like that, and it'd be good to know.
Yeah,
I asked you why you even did it.
I would like to know. So let us know. We could be wrong, but this wedding planner, and I can attest, it's not a good tone to set on your wedding day. Like, it's your actual wedding day and you're smashing the cake. That's a no. I would say no. So the next one,
I don't even care the cake was vegan.
Right.
I'm not doing it, girl.
Don't do it. I would say don't do it. The second thing is, if you're having budget disagreements at the very beginning of this planning process, this wedding planning process, you're not on the same page, that could be definitely a red flag for your marriage. Financially, you guys aren't agreeing on what this budget is. One's going way over budget. One doesn't agree with it. That's a problem. The third part of that is, if you do agree on a budget, and then one of the, either bride or the groom, they're going to the wedding planner, they're going to another vendor, and they're saying, hey, my fiance said I can spend $500 on this dress, but really I'm going to spend $5,000 on this dress. But don't tell him. Don't tell him. That is another red flag. The don't tell part.
That means you start off your marriage with deceit.
Yeah.
And It that probably won't be the first time, and it probably won't be the last time. See, one thing about marriage, right? It's the little things that, and everyone know this if you're married. It's the little things that you overlook or you don't think until you see it in someone else's marriage, and you go, "Wow, that's not right." But you know, you always knew it wasn't right in your marriage, right?
Yeah.
If you know you're going behind your spouse back, and you like, "Hey, I think that don't tell him I want to spend $500,000 more, whatever like that," and you know that's a no go. You know right off the bat that you living in secrecy, and you do it now, you're not going to stop because you didn't get caught, right? So then when we do get married and the skeletons come out the closet, what else am I going to find in there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we're not sitting together, be like, look, I really want this ring. I don't care what you say, but we got to pay $8,000 more. Then at least you talked about it. But if you go on me, don't tell them. Like you don't really know your wedding plan like that. That was your wedding plan. Is your wedding plan is your best friend.
Yeah.
They just someone that you just paying.
Yeah.
So to go to a stranger and tell a stranger to not to tell your future spouse that you are spending extra money because you just like to do it or you need to do it, that's a red flag to even both people. And remember, when you see red flags, if they're red flags, don't make them burgundy.
Right.
Just to make yourself happy. Oh no, it's just burgundy red. No, they are red flags.
Right. These are red flags. These are red flags. So that's the one. That's 1, 2, and 3 signs that your marriage is going to end badly or not going to be happy. The fourth one is there's poor boundaries with family. So we talked about this on a radio show. You have a monster-in-law. So you have mother of the bride or mother of the groom that's wreaking havoc during the planning process. They're probably going to be a problem during your marriage, right?
It's like this wedding marriage ceremony is like a precursor, right? A lot of times, I'm not saying 100% of times, but these are precursors of what your marriage is going to be what's going to be in your marriage. And a lot of people just kind of dissect them, but you see it clear as day, right? But it's just one day. It's not a red flag. Like it's a burgundy flag. Every time you go to the bathroom, he leaves the seat up, right? You're like, okay, I can work on this. This ain't bad. But a red flag is like you stealing money. And I know you're stealing money. I say you're stealing money, but it's a red flag. So, yeah, this is something where, it's not good. It's a red flag.
Yeah, and those boundaries are not going to change. If they're crossing them earlier in the marriage wedding planning process, then that mother-in-law or father-in-law, mother of the bride, father of the bride, is going to be a problem later. So do not, I repeat, do not ignore them. Do not.
Now, we're not saying don't get married, but you can't say that you didn't see it. Like, you can't sit there and be like, I did not see that sign. Yes, you did. You just made it burgundy. That way it could benefit you because, for numerous reasons. But when you know they're red, don't make them burgundy.
Yes, I agree. So that's number 4. And then number 5 is you have a groom or a bride, but usually the bride's all in. It's the groom that has checked out. Like they checked out of the whole planning process. Like they're just disinterested. They don't really care about this at all. They don't care about the wedding. They don't want to really be involved with it.
You don't even know why you're marrying them.
Yeah, they do.
You don't even know why you're marrying you. Like, why you saying it like, why am I marrying this person?
Why am I marrying this person?
Because you turned a red flag to a bird. You knew all this time before when you dating this guy. This guy, I can't marry this guy. You know this guy, right?
Yeah.
What makes you think that he's going to change once you get married? He's not. So that's your red flag.
Right. Yeah, it's a red flag.
That is your red flag.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see him checking out, like not even he's checked out already. Like the wedding planner on Today Show brought these questions up.
Yeah.
When you see someone checked out, believe them.
Yeah.
Because they checked out. And we see it every time on TV and all that stuff. Like, we hear stories like, believe these red flags.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying that all marriages, we're not saying all marriages is going to end because of these 5, because you don't even have to have these 5 in your marriage at the beginning at the wedding, and then you still get divorced. So it doesn't matter. But these are red flags. And, it never happened to me, but I can understand how these can lead into your marriage. Because once you marry for a long time, you get to see traits and you get to understand people. And if you saw this coming, then that's your fault. You just wasted money.
Yeah, exactly. You're wasting money. But
headache. And then you're going to waste money on divorce and all that stuff. You just wasted money.
Wow. Good point. These are all good points. Yeah, I mean it's about prevention, right?
You know better.
Only you can prevent.
Yeah, and you knew better.
Only
both
you
parties
can
know
prevent it.
better.
Yeah, I mean I would say, don't ignore it because you just want to be married. And that happens a lot too, where people are just like, I just want to be married. I've been with this person for so long and now I want to get married, even though you probably have red flags before this. It's just this stuff is starting to bubble up.
Some people get red flags looking at the other person every day. Like, you wake up like, damn. This is, why am I doing this?
Get him every day.
And you do it because, for numerous reasons. You don't know, loneliness, or, you're not watching those red flags and stuff. But listen, you know they're red flags.
Yeah. So our advice, that's our advice. And that's our gems that we're dropping on you. And we also have a new segment that we talked about last week called What Would Eddie Say? And so I think we heard what Eddie would say, but did you have any final thoughts on all this that you wanted to share?
In the words of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, find out when you broke, love won't get you on the bus.
All right. That's it.
Love will not get you on the bus. But at the same time, love will, if you're both in love with each other, love will make you happy. You just won't rub 2 quarters. We had 2 quarters to rub together, so.
Oh yeah, true. We literally.
And we took the quarters to call my father, and he gave us $50. Western Union is $50, so.
Yeah, we literally.
2 quarters rubbed together. 2 coins rubbed together could lead you to magic, right? And then again, it could lead you to nothing but red flags. So. That's what Eddie will say.
That's what Eddie would say. All right, well there you have it, folks. So, if you enjoyed our show, our podcast, please like, follow, subscribe, and share this episode, share this podcast. If you want more of Lounging with Christina and Eddie, please listen to our radio show, Lounging with Christina and Eddie, every Sunday on WLIT 106 Radio from 3 to 7 p.m. In that show, we actually have music. So in between our conversation, you also get some good music, and we have interviews on there too. So check it out. Lit 106. You can stream it on Odyssey, Audiolist, Apple Music, and all Amazon Alexa devices. And then you want to follow us on social media at Sledge House Media and Lounge and Sundays on Instagram and WLIT 106 Radio. Also check out our Substack, Lounging with Christina and Eddie.
Remember, red flags are red for a reason. Don't make them burgundy. Find out when you broke. Love won't get you on the bus. We thank you for hanging out with us. God bless. See you next week.
Thank you for lounging with us.
Lounging with Christina and Eddie, they're at the right place where inspiration meets real conversation.
Lounging with Christina and Eddie. Love, laughter, keep it steady. 25 years still vibing strong. Feeling like you finally belong. From relationship gems to real life wins that bring a soul and spirit with every spin. Award-winning voices, storytellers at heart. With Sledge House Media, making magic is an art. So unwind up, live, set your week off right. Live one ounce and shine that light.